high-octane spectacle capable of rewriting record books and narratives with equal measure.
Schwarber hits it a ton. Another grand slam.
An offensive surge has given Boston command of the series.
They're going to blow out a wheel on that thing.
And the increasingly confident Red Sox look to keep the Fenway party going. But the Astros have their own potent lineup. An elite collection of talent aiming to restore home field advantage and the momentum.
3-run home run for Kyle Tucker.
Tonight, let the beautiful madness continue. Game 4 of the American League Championship Series starts now.
And what a gorgeous night for this Game 4 of this ALCS here in Boston. Temperatures in the high 50s, just perfect for playoff baseball, where Kike Hernandez is only hitting .586 his last 6 games. Guy's been on fire. What a run for Boston, up 2-1 in this series. But Houston turns out of desperation to the Cy Young winner, the 6-time All-Star, Zack Greinke. He hasn't started a game in a month, but we know he can pitch, and now all the pressure on him here tonight. Big Poppy, my man, putting his money on the line for you on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Free to play, just answer 6 questions about tonight's game. And
10 G's. Come and get it.
10 G's, he's right.
You don't want it.
Big Poppy's money. So here's a question. Who wins and by what score tonight your chance to win $10,000? Frank, you can't win the 10 grand, but give me your answer anyway. Who's winning?
Poppy, you know I'm out on the limb tonight. I've been crazy all afternoon and evening. I'm going to go with the Houston Astros tonight. But Zack Greinke slowing them down just enough. Crazy, 5 you don't runs. want money. Houston 7-5 and an upset victory tonight.
Ooh, upset Frankie.
I wanted to agree with Frank, but the Avalanche is just too much, and I just don't trust the Astros defense. I'm going to go Red Sox with the extra point. 8-7 Red Sox.
Well, Poppy just missed the final score last night. We'll see if he gets it right. The secret pick coming up a little bit later. Here we go. Game number 4. Throw that money. Guys calling it as usual. Joe Buck, John Smoltz. Take it away, Joe.
Thank you, Kevin, and welcome to the 2021 American League Championship Series presented by Loan Depot. Up 2-1 of the Boston Red Sox after their home run barrage here last night in Game 3. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer John Smoltz, and here we are getting set, as Kevin said, on a beautiful night, 58 degrees at Fenway Park. Let's talk about the Boston Red Sox. It's been fun to watch. Hasn't been for the Astros and their fans, but the way they're muscling up, John, and the way they're jumping out to leads, just owning the first 3 innings.
Yeah, you would think that the Boston Red Sox are up 4 games the way that they've mashed the ball in the first 3 innings. And that's what you do to change the narrative. You impose your way, and they're imposing their way in the first 3 innings offensively. This is a mismatch. The last 2 games are a mismatch. But they're only up 2-1. When you look at these numbers, you wonder, okay, if you're Houston, can they keep that up? Or how do you change the momentum? Boston is in a great place because they're punching in the mouth first. And that's making it very difficult for Dusty in how he navigates his bullpen.
And let's talk about Dusty. He hands the ball tonight to Zack Greinke. As Kevin talked about, he has won a Cy Young Award. He's got 219 big league victories. He knows how to pitch on the big stage, but John, he's worked less than 4 innings over the last 30 days. He's got his hands full tonight.
He does have his hands full, and he hasn't pitched great in this park, but what I think he might be able to do, as he has the 4th slowest miles per hour on fastball, that might upset the timing of a locked-in offense. If he can hit with the corners and throw his secondary pitches, there's the key maybe to getting off to a good start. And their starting pitchers just have not been good enough. And when you think about what they've done, they've only pitched 5 1/3 innings, and they have not gotten out of the first 3 innings, it seems like. And so for Houston, on the road, you've got to score first. You've got to get the lead and give some cushion to the pitching, which has been banged up.
Why? Because the Boston Red Sox have been doing a lot of pounding and a lot of celebrating. They've homered 20 times this postseason. They've given that cart down in their dugout a workout. They celebrate home runs by riding in a laundry cart. They've already taken a ride tonight.
They're going to blow out a wheel on that thing.
Got a lot of mileage on your vehicle? It may be time for a pit stop. The Red Sox bats have provided a spark this postseason, but wear and tear takes a toll. Overuse of any vehicle can affect peak performance. Regular maintenance will take you exactly where you want to go. So rotate your tires, check your brakes, and don't forget to change your oil after every third Grand Slam. Man, is she a beauty. Take care of your cart, and your cart will take care of you. Victory Lane, here we come.
Well, what's it going to be tonight for the Houston Astros? They are concerned with where they sit, but they're just down one game. These postseason series can turn on a dime. There's the temperature, humidity, the wind. It's just absolutely gorgeous here on the 19th of October for Game 4. And as we get set, we'll send it down to the field and check in with Tom Verducci for more on tonight's Astros starter, Zach Greinke.
Thanks, Joe. You mentioned those 219 wins. They have come in 31 ballparks. This is not one of them. He is 0-2 with a 10.22 ERA here at Fenway, including a start in June in which he lasted only 3 innings. Now, Greinke has experience, and as the pressure in this little park percolates, the Astros are counting on that experience to carry him through. Now, with the word on the Boston starting pitcher, here's Ken Rosenthal.
Tom, the Phillies never got the best out of Nick Pivetta, and he needed a change of scenery when they sent him to the Red Sox 14 months ago. After a strong start to this season, Pivetta was somewhat inconsistent for the Red Sox as well, but since September 1st, he has pitched in a way befitting his talent, increasing the use of his fastball and curveball while dropping the use of his slider. Pivetta's curveball has the 3rd largest movement in the majors. He generally throws his fastball up in the zone, and the Astros excel at hitting such pitches. But when Pivetta is on, that fastball is lively enough for him to beat hitters to the spot. Down the stretch, and during the division series against the Rays, he definitely was on. Joe?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And when we talked to his manager, Alex Cora, he said his fastball plays here. As you look at his numbers this postseason, he really earned that win in Game 3 of the division series with 4 shutout innings and that extra inning win. And he said Chris Sale's been talking to him, telling him it's a sprint. Go out there and let it fly until the manager takes the ball away from you.
Yeah, well, both of these pitchers need opposite strike zones. Pivetta needs the top of the strike zone called. Greinke needs the bottom of the strike zone called. And what the top of the strike zone will do is bring in that curveball that starts up. He'll get a lot of high breaking balls that are hard to hit if he can get the high fastball strike.
Home plate umpire tonight is Laz Diaz. Glad you're with us tonight on FS1. And going after the first pitch, trying to jump on the board by riding one out of here. Altuve flies to left. And Jose Altuve now 0 for his last 10. Number 2 hitter is Michael Brantley in left. Alex Bregman hits third at third. Yordan Alvarez is the DH. Carlos Correa, Kyle Tucker, Yuli Gurriel. In the 8th spot, it's Chas McCormick. And Martin Maldonado is batting in the number 9 position, doing the catching. Here's Brantley.
Nothing better than a first pitch out. Brantley more than likely will take a pitch and try to get in the flow of the game. And that's the way it's been going for the Astros. Too many easy outs and not enough stressful innings against the Boston pitchers. And the opposite is true when Houston's on the mound. Too many long innings, too many stressful situations, and obviously too many runs given up.
First pitch of ball to Brantley, 2 for 12 in this ALCS. Top of the order for the Astros has got to get going. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And see, there's that high fastball that gets on the hitter quick. Now, the one thing Brantley does is take away the curveball for Pivetta. He's one of the better curveball hitters on the team. So maybe Pivetta will try to get him out mainly with fastballs up in the zone.
The 28-year-old right-hander brings it high, 2-1. Making his first career postseason start. Kenny talked about his time with Philadelphia. Started professionally with the Washington Nationals, was a 4th-round pick back in 2013. Went to Philly for Jonathan Papelbon, who threw out the first pitch here last night. And then in 2020 was traded to the Red Sox, was 2-0 last year, 9-8 this year. 1-0 this postseason, first start. Two-one. Caught in the corner, 2-2.
Brantley's going to want this off the plate, and that's where it really presented itself off the plate, but that'll be a better sign for Greinke. This pitch just comes around the plate but gets the call.
Brantley, the second best average in the American League this year, hit .311. Trying to get on in front of Bregman. Strikes out.
Good live fastball. Two of the things to watch tonight. First pitch success has not been great against Pivetta, meaning he's given up a high average on first pitch, and the Houston Astros have done a nice job on first pitch. Well, he already got an out on a first pitch, and he's gotten a lot of outs, or hoping to get a lot of outs on that pitch right there tonight. High fastball strikes out one of the guys that's hard to strike out.
Bregman 2 for 12 as well. Upstairs for ball one. Pivetta is the 14th Canadian-born pitcher to pitch for the Boston Red Sox, and the first since Ryan Dempster with Boston back in 2013. Born in BC, lives in Florida, brings it home on 1-0, and that's inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Whole Canadian-born thing makes me think of my late friend Real Cormier, who pitched for the Boston Red Sox in '95 and '99 and 2000. Passed away this past March. One of the nicest people to ever play this game. Fly ball into left. Back at the wall. This ball is gone. Bregman sends one out, and the Astros strike first in Game 4.
Well, just what the doctor ordered, and they needed this badly. They needed to score, and they need to score a lot against this team that is just waiting to get to the plate in the Boston Red Sox. This is a fastball central, and he doesn't get a ton of it, but here at Fenway you don't have to get a ton of it. That's the perfect high fly ball that's an out in probably 80% of the stadiums, but here at Fenway, a beautiful thing if you're Bregman.
And the Astros, who have their first lead since the 7th inning of Game 1. Never led Game 2, did not lead last night. As Yordan Alvarez, the DH, takes the ball. You said it last night. That's a guy who would like to hit here a little more frequently. Does not have good numbers, Bregman, at Fenway Park, but he seems to have a perfect swing for this stadium. 1-0 pitch to Alvarez. Got it off the end of the bat, shallow right. Out is Arroyo, and the inning is over, but Houston gets the lead, and it's Alex Bregman able to get one up and out over the monster and left. 1-0 after a half in Game 4. As the Astros say, there you go, Zach Greinke. There's your run. Go get him. There's a lineup for the Red Sox, same as last night. Why would they change anything? Schwarber, Hernandez, Devers, Bogarts, Verdugo, Martinez, Renfroe, Vasquez, and Arroyo. Arroyo hit one of the 4 home runs last night for Boston, and right in the middle of all the action right now is Zach Greinke.
Yeah, for Zach Greinke, he's going to mix and match. He's going to change speeds. You're going to see a variance that is unlike any other pitcher on the staff. He's going to try to work low, throw a lot of breaking balls, and really try to mess up with the timing of the hitters, because the Red Sox hitters are all over the pitches.
He misses with the fastball for ball one. Schwarber, Hernandez, Devers for the Red Sox, who are hitting as a team .317 this postseason. After hitting .261 for the regular year, third best mark in the American League.
He'll throw a four-seam, two-seam, cutter, curveball, slider, changeup, slow eephus curveball. Don't know if we'll see the eephus curveball tonight, where he throws it about 58 to 60 miles an hour.
That's down. Wanted that pitch, didn't get it. You're going to hear a lot of grunting tonight as long as Greinke is out there.
And that's what I was talking about. He needs the low part of the zone. He wants to establish that and hopes that he gets the low call, because then that's going to bring in all those breaking balls that he likes to throw.
Schwarber on 2-1, gets under it. Should be out number one as McCormick puts it away, one down.
Well, Joe, that homer in the first inning, I kind of jumped the gun and guesstimated only 3 ballparks that would have been a home run in. Only 3.
You look at the first 3 innings this series and what these 4 hitters have done for the Boston Red Sox in the early going. That's why they have dominated the first third of each game. Here's Kike Hernandez. And those 3 ballparks are
Fenway, of course, Minute Maid, and Citizens Ballpark.
Here's a strike at 90 over the outside corner to Kike Hernandez. It was a 2009 6th-round draft pick by the Astros. Let go in 2014. Made his name with the Dodgers, first year with Boston. And they're putting together a Kike Hernandez statue that's going to go up in front of Fenway if he keeps doing what he's doing. Hitting .615 in this series.
We'll see if Greinke ends up throwing him some right-on-right changeups. Changeups have not. We haven't seen too many changeups against Kike. He's handled everything that's been thrown his way.
Left side, deep in the hole. Correa shows the arm. 2 out.
You know, if you're in that dugout and you're in that clubhouse, you have to have a couple veterans remind everybody, hey, we're down 2-1. That's it. I know they've thumped us around, but we're 1 game just from tying it and 1 game from just guaranteeing we're going to go home. The perception of those 2 games can cloud and get your dauber down, especially as a pitching staff. And they're hoping that Greinke, I don't know, 3 innings, 4 innings would be ideal to just mix and match enough and flirt with changing speeds to give a different look to the Red Sox.
Here's Devers. Strike 1. Astros got a 2-out home run from Bregman in the top of the inning. Devers 4 for 13 in this LCS. 4 home runs this postseason. That's away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now with Greinke's curveball, he would have to be very careful against Devers. Devers loves breaking balls in the zone, loves breaking balls down. I don't know that he'll throw too many breaking balls to Devers.
Ball 2. I mean, you're looking at a guy in Greinke. He will get Hall of Fame votes. He's won 219 big league games. He's not finished. Won 11 games this year. Missed time after being diagnosed with COVID during September and then a stiff neck. But he's had some big years. And a Cy Young Award winner in '09 with the Royals. 2-1 pitch. Skips in.
Well, he's a great athlete. He can do it all, and he has tremendous balance on the mound. And the only thing that might alter him tonight, and a guy that typically knows where the ball's going, is he just hasn't had many reps. He hasn't pitched much in the last 35 days. So that would be the only thing, that a little rust that he's trying to knock off.
So far, so good. 3-1 pitch. Checked his swing on ball 4. They appeal and no swing. And the first inning continues for Bogaerts.
And again, if he's not going to get that call, that's okay. Even though that might have been a strike in the zone, he wants the ball down. Again, the strike zone that he's going to be staring into will be the one that's borderline down.
Here's Bogaerts now. Does not have an RBI. How about that? For all the runs that the Red Sox have put up in this ALCS, he's looking for his first RBI of this series. Has 4 over the postseason. Ball 1.
Yeah, and I know I mentioned his timing just seems a little off, even though he's hitting 303. Everyone wanted to hit 300 in the postseason. But I would think that Greinke, if he gets ahead in the count, would definitely want to throw some breaking balls to Bogaerts.
There's a fly ball to left. Just like that. Red Sox on top. He's got RBIs now.
He does. He went with the slider, and it was flat in the middle of the zone. Bogaerts had been a little late on some of the fastballs off of some of the other Astros pitchers when the timing was perfect here. He's got a perfect swing. He's got a perfect style for this ballpark. And the breaking ball was not shown. It was the slider, and it's the cart that Astros are tired of seeing.
21 home runs this postseason through 8+ games. 21 rides in that laundry cart in the dugout, home and road. And that one out onto Lansdowne. Verdugo takes strike 1.
Again, an innocent walk, right? 2-out walk. Clean innings are hard to come by in this series.
Going the other way. Bregman long throw wide and safe.
Well, based on the shift, okay, he's playing more like a shortstop. He has to wait for this bounce right there, and then the ball just gets on the side of his hand and sails, and even the tag couldn't have been made as he crossed first base.
It's an error on Bregman. His second of the postseason, and the first inning continues for the DH, JD Martinez. Strike 1.
It's imperative that Zach get out of this inning. Down 2-1, you think, okay, they've got to stay close in the first 3 innings to give this offense for the Astros a chance. This slider, see how flat it was over the middle, and right away Zach knew it, and right away Bogaerts knew it.
against the outside corner for strike 2.
That's
Martinez talks to Les Diaz.
And I would think the veteran pitcher is going to go out there with something tantalizing to put stress on JD right after that call.
That one runs inside and a check swing foul ball. Six-time All-Star Zach Greinke trying to navigate through this first. A walk, a 2-run home run, an error. Red Sox have now outscored Houston 22-2 in the first 3 innings of this ALCS. Another 1-2.
Thought that would be the pitch. He would go right after the last recognition. He changed by going up and in, it changed what the hitter just saw as a ball that was called a strike.
Full count.
We talked with Dusty Baker today, and you can oversimplify this game, but I really think it's this simple. The Houston Astros pitchers are about 3 pitches away from getting out of those big innings. They just haven't made a 2-strike pitch. 1-2 right away, and then they work it into 3-2. Now the credit has to be given to the Boston Red Sox, but the Houston Astros pitchers are going to have to find a way to make better pitches when they've got them down in the count with 2 strikes.
As JD Martinez was, and now it's a full count. That means Verdugo will take off at first. Time at the plate. Greinke will celebrate his 38th birthday this Thursday on the 21st. He's been with Kansas City, Milwaukee, the Dodgers, Arizona, traded to Houston in 2019. His pitch is in the dirt. Second walk of the inning with Hunter Renfroe coming up. Again, a hitter with 2 strikes, and Greinke lets JD Martinez off the hook.
Yeah, and I've just seen a couple instances where they've had the pitch they want to make, but they're waiting 2 pitches to make that pitch. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I know they have a game plan and they're definitely trying to execute it, but they got to be more aggressive when they've got the Red Sox in 2-strike counts.
Renfroe. Ball 1. Along with all the power, this is a very patient Red Sox team.
It sure is. I mean, they hunt strikes, and so they'll be aggressive in the strike zone. It's been preached to them by their manager. They don't want passive takes just to take, but they want to command the strike zone and stay away from expanding it and giving the pitcher any room for error.
Counts 2-0.
And so what is hard to get out of your mind as a pitcher, even though this is Greinke's first appearance in the postseason, you think everybody's going to hit a mistake. You think everybody's going to hit like they've hit the last 2 days, and that's just not the case if you make your pitches.
Meeting on the mound as Maldonado goes out, Carlos Correa comes in. Right now on the Fox Bet Sportsbook app, they currently have the total run scored tonight at 10.5. Here are the odds for over or under 10.5 runs. So far through the first 3 games of this ALCS, the Red Sox have averaged 8 runs a game themselves. They've got 2 on the board and lead by 1. Renfroe on 2-0 takes a strike.
See, against an aggressive team, that's an out. But against a patient and really good team, that's a painted strike. You know, the hitter says, okay, you can't make 2 more of those. I'm going to wait till you come to me. 2-0 counts my favor as a hitter, but I'm not going to hit a pitcher's pitch.
Lefty Brooks Raley is getting loose. 2-1 from Greinke is high and tight. 3-1. Christian Vasquez is next, either here in the first. Greinke would like him leading off the bottom of the second. Dangerous pitch, Hunter Renfroe, and now Greinke steps off. He and Maldonado having a little bit of difficulty getting together on signs. Here it comes. That is what a play by Bregman. Sensational. Alex Bregman homered in the top half of the first, and in the bottom half makes this play that spins him around to end the inning. Xander Bogaerts with that. His first homer, first RBIs of this ALCS. Another inning, another homer for the Red Sox, who lead after 1, 2-1. Well, Nick Pivetta walked off the mound down by a run. He walks back to the mound up by a run. 2-1 Boston. Breaking ball is down to Correa. Carlos will be followed by Kyle Tucker and Yuli Gurriel. Bregman's home run in the first inning, the first RBI from one of the top 3 hitters in the order since game 1 of this ALCS. There's a strike.
A really tight spin on that breaking ball, and by setting up his fastball when he commands his fastball, it makes it very difficult for hitters to pick up that breaking ball that pops out of his hand.
Strike 2.
Not to mention it makes it look 2 feet faster. You see this break and it slows your, you know, in your mind, in your eyes, the hitter has a radar gun, and based on the ball that's coming, you're trying to time up a 96 to 97 mile an hour fastball. When you see a curveball, it slows it down.
Vasquez tried to frame it. 2-2. Correa 4 for 12 in this ALCS. Jammed. Bogaerts. 1 down. Well, the defense has been outstanding for Boston in this series. No errors, only won the entire postseason through 8+ games. Verdugo in left, Kike Hernandez in center, Hunter Renfroe in right. Around the infield, Devers, Bogarts, Arroyo, who really looks like he can play the position. Kyle Schwarber, who's still learning first. Vasquez catching.
Yeah, for a part of their club that might be considered a little weaker, they've done the better job. They've checked every box. They haven't made any mental mistakes. They haven't really made any running mistakes. Defense, hitting, pitching. That's why they're clicking right now, especially Devers at third. He has made so many good plays.
Well, this guy's clicking. Kyle Tucker, who takes a strike over the outside corner. Hitting .296 in this postseason, hit .294 in the regular year. 30 home runs. He's got 3 this postseason, went deep last night. He was the only hitter to dent the starter Eduardo Rodriguez. That's fouled for strike 2. 3-run shot that he hit in the 4th. It was the only noise by Houston in the 12-3 Game 3 loss.
Can't help but think if this was like a football game, you're going up against a high-powered offense. Well, when you're on offense, you got to score, because when you kick back to them, you feel like you can't stop them, and that's really been the key right now for the offense of Houston. They've got to match them. They've got to find a way to be hotter than them in one game.
Tucker spun around and strikes out.
This was just an unfortunate kind of body took the bat around, trying to hold off. He knew it.
Brings in Gurriel. Yuli's been hitting. They've still got him at the bottom of this lineup, 5 for 10 in this series with a home run, 3 RBIs. That's to third. Devers, long throw, too high. Another hit for Yuli Gurriel, as Rafael Devers did all he could.
I mean, he has been a vacuum at third base, getting better. And this ball headed down the corner. I think he's going to get second base because that ball hits the camera as the overthrow.
Yeah, I thought that might have hit the netting, but it hit the camera evidently after it got past Schwarber. Let's watch. Right off the edge of right into that camera, off the edge of Schwarber's glove, and that sends Gurriel down to second base.
Well, what I've seen of McCormick is he's not waiting around. He's swinging from the time he gets in the box. We'll see if that affects the first pitch selection of Nick Pivetta.
Goes down as a base hit, then an error on Devers as ball 1 is inside to McCormick. That, by the way, gives Yuli Gurriel 12 hits here as a visitor in the postseason. That's the most all time here at Fenway Park. He was tied with Jeter and Bernie Williams, tied no more. Two and 0.
All right, what you got to recognize here with 2 outs, man on second, you've got a guy on deck that's really struggling. So you don't have to give in to the count right here. Yes, it's American League. I'm not talking about a pitcher on deck, but Maldonado has really shown that he's been struggling and off stride at the plate. So you got to use it to your advantage if you're Boston. That was a strike there. Great pitch.
Called low in the count, 3-0.
Can't throw that pitch any better right there. Well, we see him 3-0. Red Sox swinging.
I think you'd have to if you're McCormick with the way Maldonado's been going, but instead it's a 4-pitch walk. And what a chance for Martin Maldonado to end some frustration and come through here in the second.
Yeah, you want to see a dugout erupt. They know what's going on. They know their catcher has been doing everything he needs to do on the defensive end, offensively, this would be a huge bonus if he's able to come through.
He's just 1 for 21 this postseason, hitless in this ALCS. Hit 172 during the regular year, did pop 12 home runs.
You almost feel like if there's a time to go up and cheat on the first pitch on a fastball, he's been behind a lot of fastballs. This would be the time to cheat. Just think about dead red and let it go and hope to get it over the middle of the plate.
Runners at first and second, and that gets away from Vasquez. The runners advance to second and third.
Looked like he crossed him up.
Yeah.
And he's going to go out and talk to him.
It goes down as a wild pitch, but there looked like a cross up there between Vasquez and Pivetta. Let's check in with Tom with regard to Maldonado, still in the lineup for Houston.
Yeah, it's a good point. You thought maybe they'd go offense, but instead they're going with familiarity. Maldonado has caught 43 of Greinke's 46 games over the last 2 seasons. And Tony La Russa, obviously partial to Yadi Molina, said there's nobody in Yadi's book as far as running a game from behind the plate. But he said the next best that he has seen, receiving the ball, controlling the running game, calling pitches, is Martin Maldonado.
So he's in there tonight. Right now, he's looking for a big hit.
He sure is. I still think at some point they're going to make a tough decision in a game where he comes up, and you got to think about pinch hitting for the offense end of it. Obviously not now.
1-0 pitch is down, and he figures to get something to hit here. 2-0 on deck. Altuve, Pivetta, a 2-out infield hit, the error, then a walk, a wild pitch. Here comes a 2-0 instead. The right-hander steps
See,
off.
these are the moments that changes a series, and I know it. You know, the numbers don't look very good coming into this, but the Astros have been great with 2 outs, 2-out RBIs in the postseason. An unexpected hit here. I'm telling you, the dugout erupts.
2-0 pitch is in for a strike. Astros have scored 29 of their 45 with 2 out this postseason.
Yeah, that's a lot, and those are daggers. They hurt the other team when you get a lot of 2-out runs.
Two-one now. Outside, 3-1. Here it comes from Pivetta. And Maldonado flies to center. Easy for Kike Hernandez. Into and out of trouble. And Maldonado now 0 for 7 in this ALCS. A hit, an error, 2 left. 2-1 Boston after 1.5. American League Championship Series presented by Loan Depot. 2-1 ball game, bottom of the second, bottom 2 in the lineup for Boston against Zach Greinke. We said it at the top, but so far through 3 games, no starter for the Astros has been able to pick up 9 outs. Longest outing game 1. Framber Valdez won 2 2/3. Vasquez takes a strike. Talking to Dusty Baker, it just seems like anybody is available tonight for Houston, and that includes Framber Valdez.
Yeah, I just think for Dusty Baker, the perfect scenario is to get through 4 innings with the game relatively close, and then use your highest leverage pitchers that you can to win this baseball game. They just haven't been in any position to even think about strategy because the game's been over in the first 3 innings, and no starter has given him a chance to even employ that.
Raley was up in the first. He's up in the second because these rallies start fast for Boston. Dusty Baker wants to be ready. The other side of that is you just need one. You got to get one win if you're Houston to get this series back to Texas. And if you just unload here tonight and you come up empty, then what do you have tomorrow against Chris Sale? That's fouled away. Strike 2.
Well, you're right. But the bottom line is no matter what the Red Sox have done, and we've documented it well, your team still hasn't scored enough runs to even be in the game. And he's got to find a way to get his top of the order going and then piece together the game. Look, you've been knocked out. I mean, it's a psychological blow. 2 games in a row. It's non-competitive. You just want that competitive game, and you know your team can flat out hit. It just pales in comparison right now to the other team's success. And oh, by the way, they love hitting at home.
Right now, they'd hit anywhere.
Yeah.
Top of the order will be up for Houston in the 3rd. They'll be trailing by at least 1. Vasquez 2 for 8 in this series. 1-2. 2-2. Typically you save the descriptive term crafty for a left-hander. I don't know why. It's just kind of the way it is.
Because there's more of them.
But that's kind of Greinke used to be power. I mean, power, and a guy that had unbelievable control. As you said, he's a great athlete. He's a 6-time Gold Glove Award winner. Can play anything. Yeah, he can hit. But he's more in that crafty category, and that's not meant in any way to be, you know, ripping on him at all. He's just a different pitcher than he was earlier in his career.
Yeah, he's rather going to sink it, cut it, change speeds with his breaking ball. He's a rhythm pitcher that can get on a roll.
Vasquez was set up at 1-2, and yet again you look up, it's a full count.
You know, I could see these kind of counts working against the Astros with a runner in scoring position, but a lot of these have been working in there against them with nobody on. Right? Even if he gets a hit on 1 and 2, we've already said, look, the walks are scoring at such a high rate. You just don't want to give free passes.
Laz Diaz, a home plate umpire, clapping his hands together like, let's go. Greinke taking a long time to deliver these pitches. 3-2. A walk. 3rd already handed out to this Red Sox lineup. That is begging for trouble. Our player resume sponsored by Indeed. And we look at the offense this postseason for Boston. 10 or more hits in 6 straight games. That's an MLB postseason record. 21 home runs, now the most in franchise history. And after last night and Schwarber doing what he did, the only team to hit 3 grand slams in a postseason series. They hit 2 in the first 2 innings of game 2 in Houston. And a check on Vasquez with Arroyo at the plate. And it looks to me like Christian Arroyo, who's bounced around in his career, is blossoming before our eyes. He's playing the heck out of second base. Last night went deep. 3 for 11 in this ALCS.
He's one of the few very aggressive hitters in the Red Sox lineup.
That is is headed for the seats down the right field line, and in this park you always have to keep your eye on that because you can see how close that pesky pole is down the right field line, not far away from that. Strike one.
I know Derek Jeter did just fine in his stadium, but you almost feel like the way he hit a ball to this, slice it around the pole, how he had that inside out swing down pat.
Inviting. Vasquez on. 0-1 pitch to Arroyo. Off the end of the bat. Going to be a tough play. Gurriel, great play. Former third baseman in Cuba, moves around really well. Has become an outstanding first baseman, and to his right. Had to slide, made the stop, popped up, and then fed the athlete that is Zach Greinke for the out.
It's really the only play here. He had to get all the way over there to make this play. Outstanding job, and you knew Greinke was going to be in his spot, but that's going to be it for Greinke.
With Schwarber coming up, Greinke is coming out. And yet again, a starter for the Astros, not able to get through 3 full. It's 3 games in a row now. The starter hasn't gotten through 2. Into the bullpen go the Astros with Schwarber coming up. Runner at second, 1 out.
Did you see that? That's over the monster. There's just something about October.
X for Xander, and Bogarts, the 29-year-old stud shortstop for Boston, with a home run in the first inning. We've seen a pitching change. Schwarber doesn't like that call, as Brooks Raley takes over after Zach Greinke went an inning and a third, allowed 1 hit. That hit was a home run, but he walked 3.
Yeah, the lineup card's not going to hold all the pitchers that Dusty's going to throw tonight. Hoping to get a little more, obviously, out of Greinke, but he can't take any chances the way this offense is going for the Red Sox.
Further outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Schwarber with 3 postseason home runs after being picked up in July from Washington by Boston. All 3 of his home runs have excited the crowd here at Fenway, including the grand slam last night into the grandstand in right. On the corner, good pitch by Raley, strike 2.
Yeah, he missed his location by a foot, but got the call. Trying to get the ball in, and Maldonado did a nice job just holding it right there.
One, 2. Checked it. Greinke barely broke a sweat in his shortest start since 2012. And for 72-year-old manager Dusty Baker, there's not really much you can do about that. I mean, it doesn't even give you a chance to manage.
Nope.
Starters with an ERA of just under 20. That is just down. And the count now full on Schwarber. Raley did not get that call. Pretty good pitch. The next, it's ball 4, trickles away, and good base running by Vasquez to not go too far. 2 walks in the inning, 4 in the game already. We're only in the second. And that'll bring in Kike Hernandez with a right-hander. Javier getting loose for Houston in their bullpen. Dusty talked to us about the importance of getting ahead of the hitters. That really hasn't been the problem.
No.
It's just putting hitters away or making a good pitch with 2 strikes.
Yeah, they're not making the pitches with 2 strikes for sure.
Hottest hitter on the planet comes up empty, strike 1. Astros now tonight have become the first team in postseason history to have a starter fail to get out of the 2nd inning in 3 straight games.
Well, we talked about it, and you know, losing McCullers was such a big blow. It was the one constant that makes everything else a little less dramatic when you asking guys to step up for him.
Throw down to first and safe as Schwarber almost wandered too far. Gurriel came to the bag.
It's a set play, so once the pitch is thrown, you run the risk of the hitter not swinging and then calling the play to get an out. But they were not able to get the throw needed to where he slid to the outside part of the bag.
Strong throw by Maldonado, just the tag too late. 2 on, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike on Hernandez. Strike 2. Two and two. Right on it. Still 2 and 2.
Yeah, ideally, when a guy that is hitting like he's hitting, you got the shift on. You want something that's down, and maybe he can get the ground ball double play. That breaking ball staying in the middle of the plate ain't going to get a cut. Isn't going to get it done.
Again to a full count. Over and over. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. And a swing and a miss struck him out. What a big out picked up by Brooks Raley. 2 down.
Well, he made the pitch 3-2. He got the breaking ball finally in the area he wanted. Looked like a strike the whole way and just dove down low. For Dusty Baker, he's hoping just one more batter he could face and maybe go to another reliever the rest of the way for the right-handers coming up. But these are the moments that the Red Sox have made innocent innings look like big innings.
Devers has been a part of that. First pitch fouled left side. Will it stay in play? It is just out of the reach and out of play. 1 row deep. Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal.
Joe, it's impressive what Brooks Raley is doing. 1 2/3 innings last night, 27 pitches. The question, of course, is what happens from here. How long can Javier go once he enters the game?
Yeah, that's kind of been the ace in the hole. There's Javier that Dusty Baker's been waiting for the right spot. And that spot's coming here tonight at some point here, probably soon. 0-1 pitch. That's strike 2. You've got Bogarts on deck. It could come with the next hitter.
Well, Devers has been amazing. Just when you think his hand's going to fall off or his forearm's going to fall off, he comes back, and after making a terrible swing, got 4 homers in the postseason.
The 0-2 is skied into right. Tucker near the line, and what a job by Raley. As Kenny said, worked last night, comes in here in the 2nd inning of game number 4 and shuts the door. 2-1 Boston after 2. Top of the order for Houston: Altuve, Brantley, and Bregman against the right-hander Pivetta. Astros got a run in their half of the first. Boston got 2. Ball 1 to Altuve. Well, Bregman came through in the first. Still waiting for Altuve to shake this slump. 0 for his last 10.
Yeah, he sets the tone. This is his time of the year. He's dominated the ALCS over the last 5 years. And he has been a little out of sorts. He's been eager and anxious, which a lot of pop-ups and early outs.
Pivetta on 2-0. Skied right at home plate. And it's Devers who comes in and has to back up to get the out.
Another pop-up.
That'll bring in Michael Brantley. Win on the road with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. Enter to win your very own RV and tickets to every MLB stadium next season by texting Road Trip to 595959 now. So Pivetta able to come back from a 2-0 count on Altuve, get the out, and deal with Brantley with the bases empty. Michael now 2 for 13 in this LCS.
Not that Altuve's pressing, but you know he's not right. When this pitch right here, 2-0 count. I mean, this is his bread and butter, and see how late he was just to get that barrel of the bat. One of the quickest hands and one of the strongest guys on that side of the plate. You can tell frustrated. Another pop-up.
There's a strike to Brantley. Here's a 1-1. Into the defense. Can the play be made? Arroyo. Boy, he looks good. 2 down. And Alex Bregman, who homered back in the first, is about to dig in.
Inner third of the plate is hot, hot, hot normally for this guy. And you see the 2-0 count, and he goes right to that spot. Again, these hitters for the Astros don't miss these pitches more times than not. I mean, that's what makes their offense just as good. And the run on the board early, the only run for the Astros so far.
2 out, bases empty. Infield playing Bregman to pull, outfield to hit it the other way, as that is upstairs for ball 1. Dusty Baker told us this team doesn't panic. His group was down 3-0 in the ALCS last year, forced to game 7. And then he said something that's true. We can score as quickly as they can, but they got to get it going. And this should be a 1-2-3 inning for Pivetta. against the top of the lineup for Houston. Xander Bogaerts, who homered in the first, will lead it off for Boston in the third as they lead by 1. Cheeto. Smack. Four slides into the bottom of the third inning. Bogaerts, Verdugo, JD Martinez against the new pitcher. 3 innings, 3 pitchers. Christian Javier, who was outstanding in game 1. He's got great stuff. And he deals to Bogaerts, who fouls away strike 1.
Yeah, he's going to throw a lot of fastballs, and he'll have a curveball and changeup that's really outstanding. So he has what it takes. It's just how long will he be able to stay in there and be on his game against this red-hot offense.
Worked 2 innings and struck out 4 in game 1. In a blink, he's got an 0-2 count on Bogaerts. Just 24 years old, his second year in the big leagues. Opponents hit just 186 against him. Ball 1. Greinke went an inning and a third. Brooks Raley, a good job in his 2/3. Ball 96 that misses outside. 2-2 the count.
Action pitch. You don't want to keep going to 3-2. You got to have an action pitch right here, one way or another.
Here it is, and a ground ball left side. Bregman low but out as Gurriel digs it. 1 away. Batter will be Verdugo. Alex reached on an error by Bregman back in the first inning as Alex was standing where he's headed right now. A shortstop position, and right now it's shallow short. We've seen Verdugo hit the other way, mainly against lefties, finding that gap between Bregman and the line a couple of times in this series already. Takes inside, ball 1. There's a lot of extra pressure when you get traded for the MVP and somebody as beloved as Mookie Betts. One of 3 players to come from the Dodgers to the Red Sox, and he is just a solid player. In the words of his manager Alex Cora, elite against right-handed pitching as he fouls that away 2-1.
Yeah, when he first got over here, he hung in there and was doing well against left-handers. This year, not so much, but the way he's swinging right now and the way that his balance is, it looks like it doesn't matter who's on the mound. And you're right, it's an enviable situation to come over here from LA and try to replace Mookie.
2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 95 from Javier. 2-2. Alex's old organization just got on the board in their NLCS with a win 6-5 thanks to a 4-run 8th.
That's a huge win for LA, the defending champs. They were looking to go down 3-0.
That's out of play. So instead it's 2-1 Atlanta. And it was Bellinger with a 3-run game tying home run in the bottom of the 8th. Alex Verdugo, 5 of his 12 hits this postseason have been to the opposite field. They leave that left side wide open. Here's a 2-2. Down and in, full count.
Frustrating as a pitcher when you think you make a pitch to a guy that wants to hit, but he doesn't bite at it because it's out of the zone.
That's outside. More patience exhibited by Verdugo. 1-on-1 out. And 5 walks handed to the Red Sox hitters already. That'll bring in J.D. Martinez.
Well, J.D. Martinez, the hot zone is pretty vertical, and if you aren't doing your best to get it out of that zone, you're not getting the baseball back. That's how beautiful that swing is. It gets the head of the bat down to the ball, and it doesn't matter where the pitch is. He'll go away, he'll pull, and he'll go to center. Classic swing, and it's kind of interesting in how this offense has clicked when they put him in the 6th spot. And they put him in the 6th spot only because his ankle was bad and they didn't want to have to go replace him because he's a middle of the lineup hitter. But since he's been in the 6th spot, it makes him longer, deeper, and I got to believe Alex Cora is going to keep it this way all the way as they keep hammering balls all over the place.
Yeah, because he twisted his left ankle the last day of the regular season, didn't play in the wild card game against the Yankees, didn't play game 1 against Tampa Bay, and they insert him in the number 6 spot in game 2. As the count here evens at a ball and a strike, and as you said, Alex said, well, we put him in the 6th spot because we didn't know if he was going to hold up the entire game, so they didn't want to upset the entire order, so they put him 6th, and then they've just taken off since then offensively.
He's driving in 10 runs. Guys are getting on base in front of him, and he really, if you look at it and you didn't know any better, you'd say this is the perfect lineup the way it's constructed, but he's hitting 3rd most of the year, rightfully so.
Yeah, went around there, couldn't hold up, strike 2. Let's go down to Tom Verducci.
Alex actually half apologized to JD about hitting 6. He says, no, I'm good. And he actually pointed out, guys, how the right and left-handed hitters in the lineup now alternate, making it very difficult for the opposing manager. By the way, this is in the last 7 plate appearances for JD Martinez, 7 different pitchers. Now look at these numbers. You know why it's hard to hit in October for most teams? And Joe, I know you mentioned all the takes the Red Sox have had with 2 strikes. They have a very interesting way of running their pregame hitters meetings. Everybody has the numbers, tendencies, percentages. The Red Sox meetings are pretty much player driven. And Martinez, Kyle Schwarber, Kike Hernandez are the ones who really are most outspoken about how to approach each pitcher. And these days, there's a lot of pitchers in the course of a game.
Well, I'll say. Martinez trying to figure out Javier. Fouled away.
I know that Verdugo has kind of fake gone several times. That can affect your hitter too, out of his peripheral. He's kind of gotten that lead and faked like he was stealing second.
Another 1-2 pitch from Javier to J.D. Martinez. Prior to this postseason, Martinez had never hit in the 6th spot with the Red Sox. To go back to 2017 with Detroit, the last time he hit 6th before game 2 of the division series. Predominantly been there ever since. Outside, another full count. Boy, they make you work.
Once again, he got a swing and a miss in the dirt and never really got back to that pitch. Everything's been wide, non-threatening to a hitter when it leaves your hand and has no chance to be a strike out of your hand.
Runner goes, strike 3. And JD Martinez didn't agree. Meanwhile, he walked right in front of Martin Maldonado, who got up to throw.
But Maldonado's got to make an attempt, I think, Joe. If he just tries any throw to second, I think they might get this call.
Dusty Baker's out to argue mildly.
Ooh, that was a ball.
And that's why Martinez was walking down to first base. He thought that 3-2 pitch was going to be called ball 4. It was called strike 3. Definitely outside. And Alex Cora now getting into it with Laz Diaz. Carlos Febles able to get in between, and fans here love it.
Well, that got both the catcher and the hitter in opposite ways. I think the reason he didn't throw down is he thought it was a ball and then heard the strike 3 a little too late, because he knows that's a ball maybe when he gets ready, and all he has to do is make this throw now. And I think he could have an argument for interference, because of course JD thought it was ball 4, and rightfully so.
Stolen base for Verdugo. He's at second with 2 out for Renfroe. Strike 1.
Now earlier in the game, JD complained on a pitch again that was outside in a count, and there was some carryover there to that pitch, and JD voicing his frustration.
Cora is shaking his head thinking we should have 2 on 1 out. Instead, it's a runner at second, 2 out, with Hunter Renfroe, who's got 1 RBI in this series, trying to deliver a hit, and he pops it foul, backing out of play, strike 2. Second steal for Boston in this LCS. The guy at the plate has the other. Oh, 2 to Renfroe is way outside.
See, there's another example. Ball up, swings and misses. You're not going to get a swing and miss at a ball down in the dirt. You're just not going to. Not in this lineup. In some of the other games and teams and leagues, but this is not even close to where the last pitch was. And that's the part I don't understand in the strategy of some of these pitch selections, where the last pitch was to where the next pitch goes. And this offense is too good to recognize that.
1-2 pitch, and a strikeout ends the inning. A 1-out walk, a stolen base. We are through 3 innings in game 4. On the strength of the Bogarts home run, Red Sox still lead 2-1. MLB app, from real-time tracking of every pitch to in-depth analysis of the games. Download the MLB app today to make this postseason major. 2-1 ball game, 4th inning. 4, 5, 6 hitters for Houston. Down a run. Yordan Alvarez popped up his first time. Takes a ball from Nick Pivetta.
Pivetta still has good life on his fastball. That's why the Astros are popping up. They're getting underneath the ball on a high pitch. You got to have a level swing to attack and use his power for your advantage. Right now, the Astros not squaring up many.
1-0 pitch on the way, and high for ball 2. Pivetta was 2-0 on Altuve leading off last inning, got him to pop up. That's outside for ball 3.
Well, he faced these guys not too long ago and really threw a lot more breaking balls then than he's doing now. He's establishing his fastball and throwing a higher percentage of fastballs, and it seems to be working.
3-0 pitch is in for a strike.
Alvarez's power middle down, middle of the strike zone down, not much up. 95 and above fastballs also give him problems up. If you get it down in that middle, he crushes it.
That's a walk. Leadoff man is on for the first time tonight for Houston. Let's check in with Kevin Burkhardt, who has a game break.
Joe, you talked about the dramatic home run from Cody Bellinger. Look where this ball is that he hits out. A 3-run home run. The Dodgers were on the verge of going down 3-0 to the Braves. After this, Mookie Betts had the game-winning double. 6-5. LA wins it. Totally different series now, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. In a game where the defense really let down Walker Buehler, but they end up winning the ball game. Here's a shot into left, right at Verdugo off the bat of Correa. Bad break for the Astros, and Correa couldn't have hit it any harder. One down.
What a better sign if they can start getting some hard hit balls. And that was a breaking ball. Almost looked like he was going up there sitting on it, and he got it. And the Astros need more of that. They've been making too many soft outs. Easy outs is what I call. You get easy outs in the postseason. That's a great feeling for your pitching staff.
No action in either bullpen as Kyle Tucker stands in.
Like, here's another guy. He does not let many of his at-bats last long. He's up there to hit. So if you make a great pitch, you can get another quick out. If you don't, it's a loud noise in his favor.
In at the knees. Mid-90s fastball, strike one. Tucker was out swinging on a fastball that was up, and his whole body took the bat around. Tried to hold up his first time, so he's 0 for 1. 3 for 11 in this series with his home run coming last night. Another pop-up. Devers over to grab it in fair territory, 2 out. And the batter will be Gurriel. The 2021 MLB postseason continues tomorrow afternoon. We're back here at Fenway. An early start to Game 5 of this series. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern on FS1. Then later, Game 4 of the Braves-Dodgers, with the Braves up 2-1 at 8 Eastern over on TBS.
See another low stress out, and the problem with those are you're not giving this guy many opportunities with runners in scoring position. He's a hit machine.
That's Gurriel. 6 for 11 in this series, and loves hitting in this park. Leans back from ball 1. This is the 90th postseason game here at Fenway Park that opened in 1912. Third most of any stadium across MLB. Tomorrow will be the 100th postseason game at Dodger Stadium. Yankee Stadium leading the way at 161. #110th year of Fenway and the 90th postseason game. 1-0 pitch. Looks like it might have been a double hit. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's not a penalty anymore.
It's not a penalty. T.C. Chen's great claim to fame is no longer a penalty. The inadvertent double hit. One ball, 1 strike, Gurriel. He went around, strike 2. infield, and Nick Pivetta gets around the leadoff walk and has allowed just 2 hits through 4 and leads by 1. Where many have been standing since they walked in. And a tight one tonight, 2-1. Red Sox lead with the number 8 hitter Christian Vasquez first up. First pitch swinging and should be first out of the inning as Tucker puts it away. That'll bring in Arroyo. For every RBI during the ALCS, Loan Depot will be donating $1,000 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. That's on top of the over $500,000 they've already donated this year.
Well, the Astros need a clean, quick inning with little amount of pitches to give Dusty Baker an option to use Javier as long as possible. Whoa.
Thankfully now there's that netting up there, so as the bat flies out of the hands of Christian Arroyo, nobody gets hit. I think if you went down and asked Dusty Baker, even though his starter Greinke only went an inning and a third, he'd say, well, comparatively speaking, he likes where he sits. He's down a run. He's got the guy on the mound he wants. They're in the ball game as Greinke went an inning and a third.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing we talked about, Houston has to score first. They did. And then it has to be competitive by 4th inning. It is. And by the 4th inning, you can do a lot more now for Dusty's strategy, especially with your offense. If you can just get unlocked a little bit. Got a couple guys just missing the pitches they normally hit and expanding the zone they normally don't expand. And that is what pressure and anxiety will do to you when another team is at will, you know, scoring a ton of runs. So you know this game's very winnable, and it's important that it stays close through these 4 innings.
That's high. We talked about this during game 1, that there is an advantage for Houston in the late inning release category with Kendall Graveman, Ryan Presley, their closer. They like Yimi Garcia. Here's a 2-2 and a line drive down the right field line. Going to get down and rattle around. Arroyo digs for second. They're going to have him head for third with a triple with 1 out.
Well, the ball is up. He went with it the other way, and this is the kind of park where you can get some triples. And he had that already decided right then when he looked where that ball was.
Tucker missed the initial cutoff man Altuve or Correa, and once Altuve got it, no chance.
Yeah, there was a slight chance if he could have cut the ball to Correa. Much better arm.
Now the infield comes in. Runner at third, 1 out. Schwarber pops it out of play and grabs at his hamstring.
Uh-oh. That's not good. That is not good at all. This is the, you know, he had a hamstring problem, and you're hoping it's just a cramp.
58-degree night at the start.
The way he's acting there, it's like he went into a cramp.
I told him mouth to the dugout, cramp, as he continues to stretch it out with a count 0-1.
Still not a great feeling, because you know you're wanting to trust that you can use your legs to hit. Worst feeling is when you're a pitcher and you get a cramp and you got to make that next pitch hoping that it doesn't cramp. I've got to believe the same feeling for a hitter. Boy, nobody hits with his legs about as much as he does.
0-1.
I mean, that's really what's turned him around. They got him using his legs in Washington, getting back into that athletic squat, and he went on a tear with the power numbers. And then that unfortunate injury to the hamstring really, again, changed the direction for the Nationals and got him traded over here to the Red Sox.
Yeah, took a big chunk out of his season. 1-1. Late swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Sliders have been the one pitch he has not picked up. His average is well under 160 on that pitch, and that's the one pitch. If you can make that and repeat it, you got a chance to get a swing and a miss and a big strikeout here.
Off the end of the bat, runner has to hold. Arroyo out at first is Schwarber, and a big out for the Astros and Christian Javier.
Change of speeds got him out on this. It wasn't location, because the location was a ball that he could have drove. I mean, this thing is just hung over the middle, and you said it, got it off the end of the bat.
Kike Hernandez now 0 for 2. Dealing with his third pitcher of the night, leans back from ball 1.
I mean, if he doesn't get a hit here, you got to think about sitting him tomorrow if you're Alex.
Yeah. 8 for 13 in the series coming in, now 8 for 15, was hitting .500 this postseason. 1-0 pitch from Javier. Jammed him in a pop-up, foul ground, Maldonado. And what a good job by Christian Vasquez. Gets around the 1-out triple and keeps this a 1-run game. Frustration for Kike Hernandez. Red Sox lead by 1. Back to work is the right-hander Pivetta, 5th inning, 2-1, as it was after 1. First up, Chas McCormick. Ball 1, high and tight.
The emphasis has definitely been fastballs up, and when the Astros are disciplined and stay off of it, they get the count in their favor. Unfortunately, they've had some check swings and some unorthodox swings with the pitch up above the strike zone, and that's not what they're known for.
Hey! Still good life to that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Great life, and that's why he's established it, and he's made it known that he's not afraid to throw it.
I think the Red Sox learned a lot about Nick Pivetta with the series in the division series tied at a game apiece, pitching 4 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts. Got the victory when catcher Christian Vasquez went deep in the 13-inning affair, and Boston won the next day. Moved on to the ALCS, and now here he is making his first career postseason start. And really stepping up for Boston. Now there is action for the Red Sox in their pen. See if it's Ottavino, and it is. Here's a 2-2 now. Breaking ball, got him looking. Strikeout number 3 for Pivetta. 1 away.
Well, after seeing fastballs up, this is what a curveball up will do. It pops out of the hand, looks like it's a ball, and then you get a freebie here when he flinches right there and catches the strike zone.
Maldonado. Martin fly to shallow center with runners at second and third, 2 out back in the second. Takes low, ball 1. That's just 55 pitches, by the way, to go 4 1/3 for Nick Pivetta. Good pitch there for strike 1.
See, that breaking ball is so tight. He's got 2 different breaking balls. Of course, he can sweep it, but then he can get the top to bottom break off of that fastball. And that's why he's learned how to pitch off of his 4-seam fastball and create the illusion of the hitter that another one's coming.
Another strike.
See, now he can do whatever he wants. He can throw a fastball up, and he can break the breaking ball off the middle of the plate and end it up away. He's got the perfect scenario on how he set up Maldonado. He just didn't make the pitch.
If you want to assign numbers, and these are numbers that they're looking at in the dugout, Nick Pivetta, first time through the order this season, both regular and post. Opponents hitting .229. Second time through the order, .220. Third time, .276 against Pivetta. Next hitter Altuve will be seeing Pivetta for the 3rd time. That is just inside, 2-2.
Yeah, now that's all on Vasquez because he wanted the ball up. Watch where the glove goes, but then see how he's got to catch it, kind of jab at it. That pitch was probably a strike. Had he set up there, it would have been definitely a strike.
2-2 pitch. Maldonado hits it in the air to right. Pretty well hit over to his left. Renfroe, 2 out. Start Saturday strong with America's favorite pregame big noon kickoff. Then 6th-ranked Michigan looks to continue their unbeaten season against Northwestern in the big noon Saturday game of the week. It all starts Saturday morning at 10 Eastern on Fox, streaming on the Fox Sports app. Here comes Altuve.
Altuve has 2 empty at bats as far as I'm concerned. 2 pitches that he could have done damage on. You just know that he's just missing the timing of the fastball. And he went up there no matter where that pitch was, and he was going to let it eat.
And it ate him.
Breaking ball that stayed inner half, and he just tried to crush it.
On the outside corner, strike 2.
Altuve stands so far away from the plate. It looks so enticing that you can just pound the outside part, but he can get to it unless you paint it. And that was paint.
False start. The Astros' top 3 hitters as good as any top 3 hitters in any lineup. In this ALCS, as you see this little stumble by Pivetta. The top 3 hitters in the ALCS, including tonight, hitting .140, 6 for 43. Combine that with the bad starting pitching they've been getting. You know why they're trailing in the series. That's down. Ball 1.
This is one hit, isn't it? A homer.
The big one that tied game 1 back in Houston. Two and 2.
Earning some mound visits early. So if you look at Altuve and where his hot zone is, they delivered. a couple of them right where he likes it, and a pop-up and a fly ball on both of these. So they've been in there just beating him to the barrel. And that's the life of the fastball, and the over-the-top delivery that Pivetta has been able to tame these Astro hitters tonight.
2-2 pitch. Grounded to third. Devers circles it, gloves, throws, and got him. What a play on both ends. And how about Nick Pivetta? Come on down. 5 innings. He's allowed 1 run on 2 hits.
I wonder if the Astros want to take a look at this.
The answer is no. Replay shows Altuve was out. And we're halfway through game 4 with Boston about to bat. Heart of their order coming up, leading by 1. Bottom of the 5th inning, heart of the order, 3-4-5 for the Red Sox. Javier deals and Devers takes a ball up and away. It was Devers who started that play that got Altuve. Watch the right foot of Schwarber come off the bag when he received that throw that bounced in. The Astros did not challenge, and had they seen that replay, well, they might have gone about it differently.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, like I said, that they weren't going to challenge that, but may not have gotten that view and get an extra challenge in the postseason.
Devers gets under it, pops it up. Shallow left for Brantley. You have 20 seconds from the end of the play to challenge a call.
And it's always tough in the last out of the inning when everyone's coming off the field. You just hold your hand up. And then they just said, okay, play on.
So instead of Altuve at first with Brantley coming up, it was a 1-2-3 inning for Nick Pivetta, who's been great. He's thrown only 65 pitches, and he's allowed 1 run on 2 hits. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Bogart's homered a 2-run shot back in the 1st inning and hits a ton into center. Back is McCormick over his head off the wall. Gets behind him in an easy 1-out double for Bogarts. So now Bogarts does get in on the fun, and he's been the hitting star here tonight. StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
And that looks more like the Bogarts that you see in the regular season. On time, swing through the zone, blistered that fastball to the farthest part of the park. Right there's the double, easy double. Good job by the right fielder Tucker, because the bounces here are so unique. You cannot take for granted.
The batter's Verdugo. As Dusty Baker, who won a Gold Glove during his playing career, told us, all outfielders have to converge. You can't stand around and watch at Fenway Park. Ball 1 outside.
Well, I would think the action's got to get going here soon in the bullpen. You can't let this game slip away. He's done a nice job, has Javier, up until this point.
Only bullpen that's active right now, Boston's. As the left-hander Josh Taylor is getting loose. Here's a 1-0. Breaking ball for a strike. Verdugo does not have an RBI in this ALCS. 6 this postseason. Been on base twice, reached on an error, walked and stole a base back in the 3rd. Fouled away. Strike 2. In the 6th inning, Houston will have Brantley, a lefty, then Bregman, then Alvarez, a lefty, and that's why Josh Taylor is getting loose. They have seen the end of Nick Pivetta.
Going to go to his card so they can go over the number and that sequence. When they hold up their finger, there's a sequence on his card that gives the sequence of signs so that they can decode their sign giving with a man on second. You don't want to patternize or give any pattern to the opposing team of what pitch might be coming. That's why they go through a sequence of signs.
And they can just shout it out so they don't have to use a visit. 1-2 to Verdugo is hit high in the air into left. Back at the wall. It's caught by Brantley. Back to second is Bogarts. 2 down. That will bring in J.D. Martinez with a base open, 2 out. And we'll see what the Astros want to do with Boston's DH.
It would be interesting for the strategy here.
Do you walk him and pitch to Renfroe or take your chances with one of the game's best hitters? And Maldonado is going to go out and talk, and Correa joins in on it.
Need a 7th inning stretch? Hey Siri, tell me more about Apple Fitness Plus.
Red Sox got a 1-out triple from Arroyo last inning, didn't score. They have a 1-out double this inning from Bogarts, and right now it's up to J.D. Martinez. Although I would expect Houston to be very careful with Martinez. Ball 1. If you're trying to tantalize with pitches that are just out of the strike zone, Martinez is not a guy that's going to bite on that.
Typically he won't. He does swing at a lot of breaking balls, but he's also got great numbers against breaking balls on right-handers. Matter of fact, best in baseball. The way to get him out is fastballs away, get him reaching.
Maldonado looks back at his dugout. Flashes the signs for Christian Javier. Pitch to hit, and Martinez fouled it away. 2-1. Three and 1. Runner at second, 2 out, and a foul right side out of play as Javier came right after him. Full count.
Three-two count right here. Base open. You played the cat and mouse game. Do you have a really good breaking ball that starts over the middle of the plate on a 3-2 count that possibly you can get JD to chase? Can't be a get me over. It's got to be a swing and a miss or ball 4. That's the way you have to approach it on a neutral count. Made good fastballs in to get back into the count.
Chance for Martinez to add to the Boston lead. 3-2. Struck him out. Javier wins that battle and gets around a one-out double after getting around a one-out triple in the fourth. The bullpen has kept this a 2-1 game as game 4 slides into the 6th. As he goes 5 through 65 pitches in his first career postseason start and gives way to the bullpen and Josh Taylor. 1 run, 2 hits. That's it. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. The hit was a home run by Bregman all the way back in the first.
Interestingly, I know his manager was pumping him up and maybe leaving some gas for the rest of the series, but only 65 pitches. Certainly a recipe to continue.
Here's a ground ball by Brantley right into the teeth of the defense, and the out at first as Arroyo makes the play from shallow right. Well, we've talked so much about the Astros and how their starters have struggled. The last 3 games, the starters have been outstanding for Boston comparatively. 5 1/3 for Eovaldi in game 2. Eduardo Rodriguez so good last night, and Pivetta, how do you want to look at it? Might have turned in the best of all 3 of them.
Yeah, those 3 runs by Eovaldi and Rodriguez were when the game was pretty much out of reach, right? 9-0 and 8-0. This was tight all the way.
Here's Bregman, strike 1. Yeah, a little different feel for Pivetta while he was out there as opposed to the luxury, thanks to the offense of the Red Sox, that both Eovaldi and Eduardo Rodriguez had because of all that offense early. Here's an 0-1 from Taylor and a high fly ball into right. Another pop up. Another out. 2 away. One last note on Pivetta. The last Red Sox pitcher with 5 or more innings pitched and 2 or fewer hits allowed at Fenway was Pedro. Pedro Martinez, 7 innings, 2 hits in 1999. ALCS game 3 against Roger Clemens. Boston won that game 13-1, but the Yankees won that ALCS 4-1. Here's Yordan Alvarez. Strike 1. Been a big year for Josh Taylor. Made his first opening day roster in the big leagues this year. He's with his 3rd organization, and he's found it here at the age of 28.
Yeah, commanding his fastball. Got an interesting arm angle against left-handers. Got a good arm swing, they say, and ball gets on the hitter quickly.
Hard hit off the glove of the diving Arroyo and into right. Base hit for Yordan Alvarez, on base for the 2nd time, and with Correa coming up. And I believe Ottavino out in the bullpen. Here comes a pitching change. And it will be Ottavino against Correa. And the managerial wheels are spinning now in both dugouts. Taylor gives up the 2-out hit. He exits. Ottavino coming in. 2-1 Boston. Nobody's been tripped up out of either bullpen tonight yet. Good work by the Astros, and now Josh Taylor gives way to Adam Ottavino.
Well, for Correa against right-handers, actually struggling against the 4-seam fastball versus the sinker. So 4-seam fastballs, sliders, he holds his own. We'll see what kind of matchup. Of course, Ottavino is known to throw that sweeping breaking ball against right-handed hitters.
Correa 0 for 2. Hit it on the nose his last time up, but lined out to left. Fastball poured in at 95, strike 1. The only home run that Correa's hit this postseason, the one to give the Astros the lead for good in Game 1 of this LCS.
That's what he struggles on. Two good pitches, one on the outside part of the plate, one on the top of the zone.
Nothing in 2 on Carlos Correa.
Try to throw that one 100.
Traded from the Yankees to the Red Sox, Adam Ottavino. Got him looking. Correa 0 for 3. And Game 4 goes into the bottom of the 6th with the Red Sox still up 1. 2021 American League Championship Series presented by Loan Depot. 2-1 bottom of the 6th inning. Beautiful night in Boston. Good game. Javier back to work, and his first pitch to Renfroe is low for ball 1. Renfroe, Vasquez, Arroyo. 4th inning of work for Javier. Maton is up for Houston in case he needs help, and there is action for the Red Sox in their bullpen as well. One to Hunter Renfroe is down. Bullpen has been outstanding. That's what they needed.
That's what they needed, and they needed a tight game and a close game. And unfortunately for their offense, you know, you couldn't ask for your pitchers to hold the Red Sox there, and your offense has got to be a little bit better.
Right-hander Garrett Whitlock is up for Boston after Ottavino struck out Correa looking. Just came after him with fastballs, and Correa couldn't pull the trigger with 2 strikes. 2-2. Fouled away. Get your game on at MLBshop.com. Authentic on-field caps, tees, hoodies, and more. Get all your postseason gear and wear what the champs wear at the official source, MLBshop.com.
A little surprising here, but to me, that says Alex wants him to go 2 innings.
Talking about Whitlock.
Yep.
And we have seen Nathan Eovaldi sitting down in that bullpen for the majority of the night. There he is. Another 2-2 pitch. Upstairs, full count. A walk starts the 6th.
To me, the mechanics are starting to leak. If I'm Dusty, I don't know if I can stay with him much longer. He's done a nice job.
And it doesn't look like he will. With Maton up and Vasquez coming to the plate. And a pitching change here and now after that leadoff walk. Strong work by Christian Javier. It goes 3+. Leaves with a man on, nobody out in a 2-1 game in the 6th in Game 4. The Browns and the Broncos from Cleveland at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Had a chance to talk to Teddy Bridgewater today. He said he was a little sore coming out of that last game, and now a quick turnaround with a game they need desperately, and so does Cleveland.
Is that an earlier time than normal?
No.
No?
It's the way we do it.
That's how you roll?
That's how I roll. Vasquez to deal with Phil Maton, who pitched in last night's ball game. Check on the runner at first. Maton allowed a home run to J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, Maton has that lower 3 corners breaking ball that he likes to sweep, but he's got to stay on top of it. Even though it's a low release point, your fingers still stay on top, creates late movement across the plate, and that's what fools the hitter. If it rolls, hitter's delight.
Check on Renfroe, who walked to start the inning and knock out Javier. There's 57 pitches, with the most that he's thrown in any game since June 3rd. And one more than he threw in the Division Series Game 3 against the White Sox. Pitched well. But the Astros still trail. That's a strike. 0-1 on Vasquez. Strike 2.
Start this breaking ball where that one ended up. Middle of the plate, trust it's going to turn the corner. See if you can get Vasquez to swing and miss, or reach and swing and hit a ground ball to the left side.
Jammed him in a pop-up to Altuve. 1 on, 1 out. And the number 9 man, Arroyo, who has tripled and grounded out, walks to the plate. Fourth pitcher of the night for the Astros. Another check on Renfroe. Hunter stole 1 base during the regular season, was caught twice. 1 for 1 this postseason. Happened last night. So it's fresh on the minds of the Astros. Big hole on the right side of the infield, and ball 1 outside. Ball and a strike.
When you look at the scouting report for Arroyo and you're a pitcher, you're like, okay, he loves hitting ahead, and when he's behind, it's a big disparity in 2 strikes. So trying to get him in a pitcher's count is the key, because when he has a hitter's count in favor of him,
Coming into this season, at the end of the season, he was hitting almost 540 when the count's in his favor. Good swing there, but now in the hole 1 and 2. Maton from Cleveland to Houston to bolster the bullpen. Pitching back-to-back games. And a swing and a miss. Struck him out, 2 out. Here comes Schwarber. On the Fox Bet Sportsbook app, Kyle Schwarber is plus 250 to hit a home run. He had the best odds of any player entering the game to hit one out tonight. $10 bet pays 35, and he's 0 for 2 with a walk, a ground out, a fly out, hit a grand slam last night. One of his 3 postseason home runs here at Fenway. Strike 1.
Maton makes the 35th pitcher, and we're in game 4 in the 6th inning. 35th pitcher. With more to come.
Just outside. The Astros in the 7th, it appears, will be dealing with Garrett Whitlock, who is heating up. Like he's coming in with Tucker, Gurriel, and McCormick, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Here's a 1-1. Late swing and a miss, strike 2. Phil trying to slam the door on the 6th. Into left center field. McCormick is there, and a good job by Maton. Bullpen outstanding for Houston tonight. Will that continue to be the case for Boston? 7th inning, 2-1 Red Sox. Fans having a blast here at Fenway Park. Good game, 2-1. Boston on top, 7th inning. The young, big right-hander deals a strike. Garrett Whitlock takes over. 4th pitcher of the night for Boston. Deals with Kyle Tucker.
Young and poised, I might say.
Coming back from Tommy John surgery, left unprotected by the Yankees, picked up by Boston. Boy, they're glad they made that move.
He's got electric stuff. Doesn't look like it one way he winds up. Just very easy playing catch with the catcher. Ho-hum. And then 97, Bugs Bunny changeup, and a good breaking ball.
Born in Georgia, lives in Alabama. Brings it, and a fly ball into center. Tucker got jammed a bit. Kike Hernandez, 1 out. Red Sox bullpen trying to answer what the Astros bullpen has done here tonight. Look at a game summary here. Boston Red Sox got their 21st home run of this postseason on the shot by Bogaerts in the 1st. Pivetta outstanding. Really the only blemish on his record, the home run by Bregman in the 1st. It's their second first-run inning in this series. That drills the outside corner to Yuli Gurriel. Ground ball to Bogaerts. 2 out. 5 pitches, 2 outs in the 7th, with Chas McCormick coming up and Jason Castro in the on-deck circle. If the inning gets there, he will hit for Martin Maldonado.
A perfect scenario. If you want your pitcher to go 2 innings, he can get out of this inning with like 6 or 7 pitches. As aggressive as McCormick is, he might even finish the game. Wouldn't surprise me.
That's a base hit into right. Tying run is on with 2 out. And that means that Castro will get a chance to hit here in the 7th inning. McCormick on base for the 2nd time is now 4 for 10 in this series. Jason Castro hit a tape measure home run in game 2 back in Houston.
Well, carried and went a long way, deepest part of the park. The Astros need a hero. They could change this series in one swing of the bat and change their mojo and momentum with the way that these first 2 games, or these last 2 games, have gone. You feel like you're just been beat up. Well, this game's 2-1. You're running out of opportunities, but you like your chances of a competitive game here in the 7th inning versus 2 non-competitive games.
As a pinch hitter in the regular and postseason, Castro 26 at bats, 8 hits, 6 walks, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, and he pinch hits here and then will stay in the game and catch. Tying run at first, 2 out for Houston. Ball 1 down. Red Sox in the bottom of the inning will have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. McCormick will run a little bit. He stole 4, caught twice. Castro, as the infield swung around to the right, they play him to pull. Christian Arroyo is out in shallow right. Ball and a strike. Castro pushes anything on the left side of this infield will bring up Altuve. Whitlock delivers low, 2-1.
For a guy coming off the bench, that's a good take. Wanting to make something happen, putting the count in a 2-1 count here after a 1-1 changeup that easily could have been swung at.
Taylor and Ottavino got through the 6th. Whitlock trying to navigate the 7th. Two-1 to Castro. Went around, strike 2. Two-2 pitch. second to end the inning. Time to stretch at Fenway. They've been stretching since they got in here. Still 2-1 Boston. Well, the 90th postseason game here at Fenway Park is a good one. 2-1, bottom of the 7th inning. Kike Hernandez first up against Kendall Graveman, who was closing games in Seattle. Picked up toward the end of July by Houston. And he's trying to keep this a one-run affair. Jason Castro, who hung out a line drive but caught to end the top of the inning into catch. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hernandez. 0 for 3, which is cause for a headline.
Here's part of the reason why he's 0-3. I said at some point they're going to have to go inside to make him inside conscious. Look at the hot zone. Well, what do you do to get somebody who's hot off of that hot zone? You jam them inside, and this was a great pitch. You can see that's going to be where he wants it. And even right there, see, just to get him conscious inside is going to have him be not as locked in on the pitches that you are over the middle of the plate. He's an aggressive inner third part of the hitter, and up until this point no one's made him feel uncomfortable on the inside pitch. Great job tonight on quieting the hottest hitter in the universe.
Greinke was the first to get him. That's fouled away. The count stays 2-2.
Because what it does is it starts putting doubt in his mind a little bit of what are they doing? Are they going back in? It just expands the zone. It keeps the hitter from thinking that he owns the plate. A pitcher's got to have some part of the plate, either outside or inside. And up until this point, Kike's had the entire plate as his convenience.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and another double hit. Greinke got him in the first. Brooks Raley, who was so good, struck him out in the second. And then you saw Christian Javier get him on the foul on the pop-up. It was handled by Maldonado.
You see what I've noticed on that last swing? If I was pitching, his front side opened up a little quick to try to get to the inside part of the plate. You can now expose him on the outside part of the plate if they want to, on anything breaking away from him.
Broken bat. Correa gets out number 1.
Great job.
Kike Hernandez 0 for 4 tonight. And before Devers comes to the plate, a quick word from Lone Depot.
The home smells like citrus.
Our home smells a lot like fresh cut flowers.
It's just that feeling of coming in and you're like, I'm home.
The 2 pitchers in the ball game right now in the 7th inning of Game 4. Garrett Whitlock and Kendall Graveman. Ken Rosenthal, they have a nice connection.
Dude, they are throwing partners in the offseason in Alabama, Joe. Graveman lives in the Birmingham area. Whitlock attended the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and his wife Jordan is working on her PhD in genetics at UAB. Graveman said he was thrilled when Whitlock went from the Yankees to the Red Sox in the Rule 5 draft. Meant he would have a chance to make a major league roster. As it turned out, both had really good seasons. Graveman said, I didn't see what I did coming, and I didn't see what he did coming.
Yeah, both are really talented right-handed pitchers. Whitlock through a scoreless 7th. He'll go back out for the 8th and face the top of the order. Graveman got Kike Hernandez and has an even count on Devers. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, if nothing else, even if this game doesn't go the Astros way, they've at least proven they could quiet this offense down, right? I mean, at a historic rate, it's hard to continue to score 10 runs every game, but Dusty Baker has kind of survived the moment with a chance. to win this game and reset the series. He said his team doesn't buckle and they don't put their head down. And as he mentioned to us, they were down 3-0 to the Rays last year and forced a Game 7.
Devers is jammed and pops it into shallow right. Tucker is coming to get it. 2 down. Top 3 hitters in the Red Sox lineup tonight are hitless. And here comes Xander Bogaerts, who's had 2 big hits. He's provided the offense with the 2-run home run in the first, hit a 1-out double in the 5th, but was left on. Bogaerts has hit 2 balls over 400 feet in this game. The home run went 413. The double off the wall went 408. Good tailing fastball at 97 for strike 1.
There's Kike giving his teammates scouting report on what the ball and the action is doing and how he saw it to pass it on to JD Martinez.
2 out, bases empty.
Can't help but think a famous story. The guy leading off back when they were facing Nolan Ryan. And the leadoff hitter was always trying to see as many pitches as he could so he could pass it on to the rest of the team. And Nolan Ryan struck him out and came back to the bench and he said, "What's he got?" He said, "This game's over." It's the leadoff hitter. This game's over.
0-2 the count now on Bogaerts.
And that coming from the Gator with the Atlanta Braves, Ralph Garr.
Able to lay off that pitch as Castro tried to frame it. Again in the 8th, it'll be Altuve, Brantley, and Bregman. Bullpen quiet for Boston. Now a 1-2 pitch.
Fouled off a good pitch there. Ran it in. Bogaerts asking Diaz if he thought that was going to be a strike if he didn't swing at it.
A rematch of Game 1 tomorrow in the late afternoon, early evening here at Fenway with Framber Valdez and Chris Sale. Both went 2 2/3 in Game 1. 1-2. Struck him out, and a perfect inning by Graveman. Bullpen's outstanding tonight. Top of the order coming up for the Astros, down 1. Top of the order for Houston in the 8th. Jose Altuve, who's 0 for 3 in this game and 0 for his last 12. First up against Garrett Whitlock. There it goes to left. Altuve has tied it.
Well, Joe, he's missed his pitches all night, and you knew sooner or later he was going to get his. And what a time. The Astros couldn't ask for a situation better to have the top 6 hitters in their lineup, even the top 7, now in a tie game, but even down 1.
Tried to jump on the first pitch of the night against Pivetta and fly it into left. He jumps on the first pitch here in the 8th and rides one up over the monster to tie the game at 2. Brantley hits a rocket foul outside first. A lot of trust in young Garrett Whitlock. Nobody up in the bullpen for Boston. Brantley now, then Bregman, then Yordan Alvarez.
Boy, the Red Sox really have neutralized Brantley, one of the best hitters in the game. He just doesn't give. You know, you could throw it 120, and I think his swing would play. He just has hit a couple balls deep into the shift of ground balls, or say to right field, because that's what the second baseman's playing.
1-1 pitch is down. 2 balls and a strike. Well, the bullpen has given Houston this opportunity. The starter Zach Greinke went an inning and a third, but Brooks Raley, Christian Javier, Phil Maton, and now Kendall Graveman helped Boston to just the 2 runs they got in the first inning. Now a fly ball into center that will get down for a base hit. Go ahead, run on.
And now Dusty will have a decision to make on whether or not he wants to pinch run for Brantley if he gets in the scoring position. I don't think you have to do it quite right here, but
comes Dave Bush, the pitching coach, out to talk to Whitlock. Let's go back to the home run.
Well, his timing was so much better. He got his foot down, and you can see the barrel of the bat gets right to the ball. He was getting beat earlier in the game. The first 3 at bats, really 3 easy outs. Fly ball, and a ground ball that he hit pretty good to third. That one had to feel good for Mr. ALCS when he shows up.
His 21st career postseason home run. Number 3 all time behind Manny Ramirez, Bernie Williams. More opportunities with more rounds, but with those extra opportunities, Altuve has become an October star, and now Bregman. Nobody out. Action for the Red Sox in their bullpen. And a good pitch there from Whitlock. Brazier, the right-hander, gets loose. And he'll be joined by Martin Perez. Oh, 1. Check swing foul by Bregman. Oh, 2 pitch. He is outside.
Oh, great pitch and a great take. That's as good as it gets when you make the perfect pitch with 2 strikes. And Bregman is so disciplined on the outside part of the plate. He'll get called out looking more than he'll swing at that pitch.
2-2. Remember, the closer for the Red Sox, Matt Barnes, not even on the active roster. Was an all-star. Was on the Division Series roster. Not active for the ALCS. They're going with the young guys as Whitlock deals. Might be 2. Bogarts. Arroyo. 2 down. As the kid Whitlock bounces back.
Yeah, the heavy sinker grounds right into Bogarts, takes his time, flips it over, easy double play, and a lot less stress.
Here's Yordan Alvarez, the DH. Tied up at 97. Whitlock, as I said, picked up in the Rule 5 draft. Made his way back from Tommy John surgery. Had never pitched in the big leagues prior to this year. You wouldn't know it by the way he looks out there.
I mean, who knows what's going on underneath the hood, but the exterior looks like it doesn't faze him whatsoever. I mean, calm, making pitches. Yeah, he gave up a solo home run and then a hit, and it didn't faze him enough. He got the double play ball.
2-1 now on Alvarez.
And the confidence of his manager to put him in the 7th, to pitch the 7th and the 8th, and it would have been interesting to see what would have happened in the 9th had they had the lead.
Here's a 2-1. Jammed him a bit into center for Kike Hernandez, and Whitlock gets through the top of the 8th, but greeted by that. First pitch swinging. Altuve has tied game 4 at 2, and now into the bottom of the 8th at Fenway. First career postseason home run to tie the game at 2. Bottom of the 8th, Alex Verdugo first up against Kendall Graveman.
Well, the 8th inning's been a big inning tonight for the Dodgers. They snatched victory from defeat. They won that game in the 8th inning, and at least hope now for the Astros tying it up here in the 8th.
Braves lead that series 2-1. Red Sox lead this series 2-1. On the inside corner, strike 2. Getting ready for Boston in their bullpen, Nathan Eovaldi.
Say that again.
Nathan Eovaldi.
Wow.
You need outs. He says, I'm your man. Starter, reliever, doesn't matter. Meanwhile, the 0-2 to Verdugo. Chop left side. Bregman got it. 1 away. And Graveman is retired. All 4 he's faced. Predict which players will stack the most total bases each day during the postseason and compete to win $20,000. Enter MLB Base Chase presented by Michelob Ultra at MLB.com/basechase. See official rules for details. Here's JD Martinez.
Now, part of the thinking for Alex Cora is you've got Sale tomorrow, day off, and if you have to go to Houston, you still have the ability to use Nathan Eovaldi. I think he even worked on that wheel that was broken for the cart. He's doing it all.
Doing it all. One ball, no strikes on Martinez, who's 0 for 2. A walk and 2 strikeouts. He's hit 3 home runs this postseason. 2 in this series. Went around there. Strike 1.
Graveman has such nasty movement, and it seems like, again, it comes out easy. Movement both ways. Movement with his fastball in towards right-handers that eats him up, and then that late breaking slider that goes away from right-handers. He's got the perfect lanes going each way on the plate.
Oh, no. Check swing on a pitch outside, ball 2.
Boy, he was part of probably the biggest discussion trade you've ever seen in the ballpark, where he switched locker rooms, and the Seattle Mariners were in the thick of it, trading their closer to the Astros.
Here's a 2-1. Good pitch, ties up JD Martinez at 96, 2-2.
There's that pitch I was talking about. Just kind of runs in, rides in, however you want to describe it, but it's electric.
One out in the 8th. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. 97, 2 away.
So here's the situation. I think if you're both managers, here's what I would be thinking about is, Dusty, I got to have this game. I got to win one game to get me back to Houston. I'll use every resource I can tonight. Worry about tomorrow. If you're the Red Sox, you want to obviously put away the Houston Astros, never see Houston again, and that's why I think Nathan Eovaldi for Alex Cora would come in a high leverage tie game if it stays this way in the 9th inning.
I get the feeling he's coming in no matter what.
Yeah, oh, he is.
Whitlock went 2. Did a good job to bounce back after the home run in the top of this inning. It looks like Eovaldi will be pitcher number 5 for Boston. Here's a 1-0 to Hunter Renfroe on the outside corner.
See, what Alex knows, because of the way the games have gone, that Houston's bullpen is being, exhausted, right? So he's going to buy as much time as he can and make them work that much harder to utilize their pen, which they've had to do in every game in this series.
Inside, ball 2. Astros still have their closer, Presley.
Stanek worked last night, which really surprised me, and knowing how much they were going to have to use or possibly use him tonight and tomorrow.
Big swing by Renfroe, 2-2. Raley to Javier to Maton to Graveman. The bullpen has been sensational for Houston. The guys coming up for the Astros in the 9th: Correa, Tucker, and Gurriel.
I'm guessing 3-2 slider right here.
The 30-year-old right-hander comes after looking into Castro. To the plate. And a walk.
Slider backed up. Only one of the night.
Now Christian Vasquez, who already's been a hitting hero this postseason, with the game-winning home run in the 13th to take Game 3 of the division series against Tampa Bay.
Manager said he loves these situations. It's almost as if he locks in more.
Here it is. To start the celebration here at Fenway, and to go up in that series 2-1. The guy who hit 23 home runs back in 2019. High fly ball into left center. Back is Bradley as Vasquez just got under it. Carlos Correa is coming up. Nathan Eovaldi is coming in. Correa, the hero in Game 1 for the Astros. What does he have in store in Game 4? Distant memories by now. 9th inning, 2-2 game, and Nathan Eovaldi takes over. The starter and winner in Game 2. Correa late and a foul off to the right. Carlos 0 for 3, 4 out of 15 in this LCS.
Correa had to go to the box knowing I've got to get started earlier. He's going to see four-seam fastballs. Maybe not all of them, but right now that's been the pitch that's beating him up in the zone. Four-seam backspin for whatever reason. Correa less average than the two-seam fastball or even the breaking ball.
We started with a guy who grunts for Houston and Zach Greinke, and now Eovaldi does the same for Boston. His career as a relief pitcher in the postseason, 4 games, all for the world champs in 2018. 9 1/3 innings pitched, an ERA under 1, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. Big part of that championship for Boston in a win over the Dodgers. .100 from the guy who started Game 2 on Saturday.
Some might think this is a gamble. It's only a gamble if you lose. Right now, this is what Alex Cora thinks gives him the best chance to buy time to his offense to get back up and win it.
Fly ball into right, pretty well hit. Carrying at the wall. It's 1 hop and off the wall. Correa will dig for second. It's a leadoff double for Houston.
Well, Correa did a better job. He wasn't all over the fastball, but he used the fastball velocity and went the other way. And in right field, you got to hit this a long way. And I'll tell you one thing, I think if he gets out of the box thinking triple, he gets triple.
I agree.
And I don't think he thought this ball was going to get over the head of Renfroe.
He was watching it down the first baseline, watching it as he went around first and then only made it to second.
And that's a big difference, right? Because you get a man on third with three chances to get him in. There's no doubt in my mind he could have gotten to third. But the Astros are going to have to get him over, get him in, or at least knock him in.
Tucker out in front of that, strike 1.
Tucker has one thing in mind, and that was the pitch to do it. The breaking ball to pull to the right side where the shift is. And of course, we've seen Arroyo way into right field playing second base. And Correa not known for stealing bases.
0-1 off the end of the bat, strike 2. And Eovaldi, he was a strikeout pitcher, is eyeing one here with Gurriel on deck.
Devers playing so far off the bag, and of course Bogarts is going to try to keep Correa as close as possible. That's a hard throw him out if Devers has to go on the run to third base.
Here's the 0-2. Struck him out. One away, and a big strikeout for Eovaldi. Well, if you're thinking about stolen base for Correa as you look at this pitch, it just dives down, blocked by Vasquez.
There's no way I'm pitching to Gurriel in this situation.
And they're not. They're going to put him on. Carlos Correa has not attempted a steal all year. The intentional pass here to put 2 on with 1 out. And McCormick's spot is coming up. It'll be Aledmys Diaz off the bench to bat for McCormick. And now everybody converges on the mound with Diaz coming up. And that also brings out pitching coach Dave Bush. Let's go back to the double by Correa to start this ninth.
That field, that fence, and that player will be forever known as one of the greatest breaks in baseball against the Rays. And how ironic would that have been had that truly been a triple and didn't bounce over the wall or hit him and bounce over the wall.
That from the division series, and now here in the ALCS with the Astros down a game. Ninth inning, 2-2. 2 on 1 out for Aledmys Diaz. And Vasquez, the catcher, out in front of the plate to go through the signs. Ball one outside.
In his career, he's fared pretty well against right-handers. This year has not matched his career, though. He has not hit the sinker or the fastball very well, but he's been pretty good against the slider and the curveball.
On the corner, Diaz doesn't agree. 1-1. And you see why. Strike 2.
Two nasty pitches right there.
That trickles away, but not far enough for Correa to try to get to third. Blocked enough by Vasquez.
Interesting. He went with the split finger right there and spiked it in the ground. And the only way you get to third is to anticipate it and get that secondary lead moving towards third base and reacting right away. And that right now, the extra 90 feet would have been huge.
Wasn't busting it out of the batter's box on the ball he hit. Went for a double instead of a triple. Still at second. 2-2 pitch. 2 out.
And he went back to the split. This time he delivered a beauty right over the middle of the plate. Drops down and away from the barrel of the bat.
And now Jason Castro, who lined out in his only at bat, pinch hitting in the 7th for Maldonado.
That splitter, such the equalizer. It's taken Eovaldi to the next level in his career.
Strike 1. If there's anybody on either roster equipped to pitch around a leadoff double, it's Eovaldi. He struck out Tucker, struck out Diaz. The 0-1 to Castro. Upstairs, a ball and a strike. Strike 2. He could strike out the side.
Well, now Castro's in a tough spot. You got to fight off the fastball if he decides to throw it. But that split finger that just been a weapon here would be a really hard pitch to lay off of if he decides to throw it here against Castro. The breaking ball just missed. Tried to backdoor the breaking ball. We talked about it earlier in the series. Eovaldi throws 5 pitches, at least 10% or more, and he throws all of them for strikes. The best strike throwers on the roster.
Eovaldi. Good swing by Castro.
It's got to be a split finger here. Comes out like a fastball just after seeing that fastball up. Still in the kitchen sink.
That is a base hit into center. Correa coming to the plate. Astros take the lead here in Game 4. Jason Castro delivers, and Houston's on top 3-2 in the 9th. This is the pitch that almost caught enough of the strike zone. Eovaldi yelling out after not getting that call. And then Jason Castro trying to be the hero for Houston in Game 4.
He threw a split, and it was the only bad one he's thrown this inning, and it hung over the middle of the plate. And when a split hangs over the middle of the plate, it becomes a lesser fastball, and the timing of Castro was able to catch up to that and shock everybody here at Fenway, including Eovaldi.
Now Altuve, who homered in the 8th, takes high for ball 1. Temperature has really dropped over the last half inning. A stunned Fenway Park watching as Eovaldi steps off. How about Jason Castro and the swings he's had in the limited time we've had a chance to see him in this ALCS?
And that's what I was saying. At some point he's going to have to. Dusty did pinch hit for him. The option of him hitting in the catcher spot so much better right now than Maldonado.
Outside 2-0. The Red Sox in the bottom of this 9th will have Arroyo, Schwarber, Kike Hernandez.
And another relentless 2-out run for the Astros as their theme continues in the postseason. Ton of RBIs with 2 outs so far this postseason.
Altuve out in front of it. Now the 2-1 from Eovaldi. Down and away, 3-1 with Brantley next. Ryan Presley will come into this ball game in the bottom of this 9th. He will have at least a 1-run lead. Here comes a 3-1. 3-2.
Schwarber will now play back. And the one thing about Altuve, if he hits a high chopper here, you know, his speed is so good. With the runner getting a little bit of a head start, helps the non-force play at second.
Three-two pitch, runner goes, ball 4. And that is going to be it for Nathan Eovaldi. It'll be Martin Perez coming into the ball game with Michael Brantley coming up. And Jason Castro. Got Eovaldi on the line drive base hit into right center to put Houston on top for the second time tonight. This time it's happening in the ninth. Up 3-2. Eovaldi gave up that leadoff double to Carlos Correa and the 2-out RBI hit to Jason Castro. And now with the bases loaded after a walk to Altuve, here's Brantley, and on the mound is Martin Perez. That's a line drive into right center field. Is going to get down and go to the wall and clear the bases. 3 more runs are going to score for the Astros as Brantley knocks it into the gap and blows it open here in the ninth. (6-2) Houston with a 4-run ninth inning.
Well, it took a while for the top of the order to come through, but they came through in a huge way. First pitch fastball, beautiful swing, gap-to-gap hitter, and Brantley may have the biggest hit of this series for room for error for the Houston Astros. They had to have this game when it was tight based on everybody they used in this game.
All 4 runs are charged to Eovaldi as Martin Perez gives up that 3-run double in the first RBIs of this series for Michael Brantley.
They walked Bregman to pitch to Alvarez. You know, the one thing about the Astros left-handed hitters, they don't mind facing left-handed pitchers.
9th man to bat in the inning after the intentional pass given to Bregman. Here's a little flare base hit into left. Here comes Brantley. Throw home by Verdugo is too late. Another run. It's 7-2 Houston. That is now 34 2-out runs this postseason for the Astros. And 16 of their 20 have come in this series with 2 down.
Truly amazing. Pretty good slide. He goes to the inside. And Dusty Baker was right about his ball club. I know it looked bleak. They didn't have a lot of starting power in their rotation. But he said, my guys have been there, done that, and will not go down without a fight. And boy, did it show tonight.
Astros win tonight. They guarantee getting this series back to Houston. With 2 out now and 2 on, Correa, who started this with a double into right, has strike 1.
You know, baseball's not played with football where that emotion, you come rushing out of a locker room and you start. But it is a momentum sport, and when a couple guys get a couple hits that change the fortune of that game, it just carries over, and you could just see everybody a little more excited.
A swing and a miss by Correa to make it 0-2. Red Sox had led since the bottom of the first. Altuve tied it in the 8th with a home run. And now Houston leading by 5. A 5-run 9th inning. A chance for more.
I'm sure Eovaldi would like to have finished the inning.
Perez deals, and it's down for ball one.
When you run the risk there, I'm sure Alex was thinking about pitch count and coming back to make his next start. But when he left, it was a one-run game. And now all the air's been taken out of the stadium.
Runners at first and second, 2 out, and a 1-2 count on Correa. Back here. Six of the 7 runs tonight, scoring with 2 out. And all of this in the 9th inning made possible by that guy, Jason Castro.
Yeah, that guy, not the guy with the hat.
Not that guy. 1-2 pitch from Perez. Correa. It's low. We came on the air talking about how 2 lopsided games and wins for the Red Sox made it feel like the deficit was bigger than 2 games to 1, but now Astros with 3 defensive outs away from tying this best-of-7 series 2-2.
Exactly, and that's the narrative you had to think they were talking about in their locker room. Like, all right, don't pay attention to the noise. It's just 2-1.
That's like a swinging bunt. Perez, that gets away. 1 run will score. That's Bregman coming to the plate. Alvarez will hold at third, and it's 8-2.
These are the plays you always make sure that you're running in the proper lane. Pitcher throws the ball to the runner, but if you're running in the proper lane, then you'd have no obstruction and they won't call you out. And really, Schwarber had no chance there to field that ball based on the ball and the runner getting at the base at the same time.
I would think that would go down as a base hit and then an error on Perez for the run to make it 8-2. We'll get the official ruling, which isn't out yet. Here is a rocket, shallow right. Arroyo can't get Tucker. Another run scores Alvarez, and it's 9-2 in the 9th on an RBI base hit by Kyle Tucker.
Off the glove and deep right field.
That ball hit by Correa is indeed a base hit. Error on Perez, no RBI. And this ball off the bat of Tucker, an RBI base hit. A 7-run 9th inning. It started with Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. It started with a double by Correa, as the batter is Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel gets under it and hits it into left, and Verdugo drifts and makes the catch. But an explosion here in the 9th inning by the Astros offense. They put up 7 and lead 9-2, trying to even this best-of-7 at 2 apiece. But the guy who got the hit that made all that possible, backup catcher Jason Castro. Our Hyundai lift to the game. Altuve with a game-tying home run in the 8th inning made it 2-2. And then this big hit by Castro into right center to score Correa and put Houston on top. They hope for good. That made it 3-2. It's now 9-2 as Ryan Presley takes over. James Click, the general manager, signing Jason Castro to a 2-year deal. Castro, originally part of the Astros organization, signed a 3-year deal with Minnesota for 17, 18, and 19. Last year was with the Angels and the Padres, and then back on a 2-year deal with Houston. And just had the biggest swing of his career.
Yeah, for sure. And now, if you're Dusty, you don't want Presley to throw more than 15 pitches. Get a clean inning. You're up by 7. He warmed up to come in the game, so you get him in. You want to be able to use him tomorrow if need be.
0-1 the count. As Travis Shaw pinch hits here for Arroyo. Shaw 1 for 3 this postseason. There's strike 3 and a good start to the inning for Presley. We saw that Jose Siri is out in center field for Houston. We'll look ahead to tomorrow. We'll be at it earlier on the air at 4 o'clock on FS1. It'll be game 5 of this ALCS. It looks like with a series even 2-2. Coverage begins 4 Eastern on FS1. Then later, it's game 4, the Braves and Dodgers at 8 Eastern on TBS. With the Braves up 2-1.
Well, both teams
on Schwarber.
Both teams, Joe, have had their systems shocked, right? The 2-game span that the Red Sox put on Houston kind of put them back on their heels like a boxer just getting punched in the face, and they needed a comeback game. Well, if they'd have won this game by 1 run, okay, that would have been a great win. But to score 7 in the 9th and to do it off of Eovaldi, and that's a way to turn the series away and feeling pretty good if you're a Houston Astro. And this game and these series have so many twists and turns. You have to deal with the psychological storylines and just treat it as one game. Hard to do.
Presley with a 1-1 count on Schwarber, hitless tonight. Top of the order has been shut down for Boston. No hits. Schwarber, Kike Hernandez, or Devers. The next, Schwarber takes high.
I've been part of those series. I've been part of being up 2-0, as you well know, in '96, and feeling good. Have a 6-run lead in game 4 and not win that game, and really not win another game, and the series flips, and you never know what it's going to do or when it's going to turn, but you got to be on the other side of it, and you in your clutch, you know, your stars have to deliver, and they did tonight.
Schwarber a good rip, full count. Framber Valdez will take on Chris Sale in game number 5 tomorrow in the early evening here in Boston. Another foul by Schwarber. A rematch of game 1, and both starters fail to get through 3. Three-two pitch again, and a strikeout, 2 down.
Well, that's what Presley is, you would think, and I'm sure Schwarber's like, okay, 7-run lead, I'm going to get a fastball. No, Presley throws breaking balls like they're his fastball. He just has a great ability to spin the baseball, that north to south break, and he just knows that that spin is going to be hard to be picked up. I thought the story of the night tonight was how they pitched Kike Hernandez. Now, he's human, and he's going to have his 0 for 4s, but he was a superhuman coming into this game with the streak that he was on, and I thought they established the inside part of the plate to at least get him aware that you can't just stand over the plate and rake.
Outside for a ball. Kendall Graveman will get the win. His first postseason win in his career, and Nathan Eovaldi will suffer the loss. Go to 2-1 this postseason. 4-2 in his career in the postseason. 1-0 pitch is down. 2-0. Seven-run ninth inning, tied for the most runs scored in the ninth inning of a postseason game. It's been done 5 times.
But has it been done all with 2 outs?
And that was the story yet again. That's down in the count 3-0.
We'll just ask the center fielder when the game's over. Siri.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. Right down the chute. Thanks for playing along. Hernandez is grounded out twice, fouled out, struck out. Presley trying to wrap it up right now. Off the end of the bat and into center for a base hit. Hernandez keeps the 9th inning alive with his first hit of game 4. Again, 36 2-out runs for the Astros this postseason. Of their 53 that they've scored, 8 of the 9 runs tonight with 2 out. Devers 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
Well, that hit, if nothing else, makes Presley have to throw more pitches, and that's kind of what you want to see if you're a Red Sox player, to see as many of these pitches in the 9th you can.
One-0 pitch is high. He called for the over-under at 15. He's at 17 pitches and a 2-0 count on Devers.
Yeah, you just don't want to flirt with 25 and 30, because as a closer, you don't mind pitching 15 3 days in a row, even 4 days in a row. There won't be this scenario because you got a day off, but to go to back-to-back days, you start affecting your crispness. Even though the stress level's down, you still got making pitches.
Hard hit, base hit, back-to-back with 2 out. As Devers shoots one past Altuve into right. Castro gave the Astros the 1-run lead, and then Michael Brantley is the one that broke it open with a 3-run double. RBIs by Yordan Alvarez. A run scored on an error. Kyle Tucker got an RBI in a 7-run ninth. Here's Bogarts. A 2-run home run and a double. in tonight's game. His first RBIs of this series. Third home run of the postseason. That bounces way in front of the plate. Ball one.
The other thing is you just give more hitters a chance to see you, right? I mean, Bogart's top 3, and it's a good visit here by pitching coach just to get his closer back online.
That's Brent Strom, who was thinking about the 1960 Pirates and talking about them with what ended up a 7-game World Series. It was won on the Mazeroski home run, but dominant Yankee hitting. But it takes 4 wins to win the World Series or any best-of-7 series, and Pittsburgh ends up taking it in 1960, and he said it doesn't matter. These have been 2 bad games, Game 2 and Game 3 back-to-back, 2 blowouts. So what? They're the scores from 1960. Pittsburgh won Game 1, but then look at Game 2, Game 3 for the Yankees, combined 26-3, and back to a Pittsburgh win, a Game 6 win for the Yankees, 12-0, and then a 10-9 win in Game 7, one on the Mazeroski home run.
Basically no style points for wins. The win or a win, and you're still in the series.
This swing and miss, and that gets away from Castro. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top 3 hitters we talked about coming on the air in this game. 4 for 13. 2 homers, 5 RBIs, and all of that damage was done late.
Yeah.
Except for the 2-out solo shot by Bregman in the first. Pass ball allows the runners to advance. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2. Bogart's trying to extend it. Presley trying to end it right now with a 1-2 count. Pitch number 22. He does. Astros win at a final of 9-2, and they've evened this best-of-7 series 2 games apiece.
We got a series, and Boston has a chance to take that lead going into Houston if they can get their offense going again, but much needed win out of Houston.
A 4-hour, 4-minute game with a lot of action in the 8th and 9th innings. And Castro, a hero for Houston, coming off the bench, later delivering in the 9th. All right, the series is tied 2-2. We'll step aside and head to our studio, where our producer Pete Macheska, Matt Gangle, our director, John Smoltz, Tom Verducci, Kenny Rosenthal, Joe Buck. Until tomorrow evening, series is tied. Astros win at 9-2. Kevin Burkhardt, all yours.